All right, Alico 3. Today's video, we're going to focus on notable sales from the past weekend. So there's 2 stacks. That's how I usually do these videos. We'll start with the raw stuff. So, this card's cool. It's just the market is so soft on it. I mean, it still went for a decent chunk. But when you compare it to other players who have risen during the sports card market boom, I think Harper's kind of left behind. So I think he might be a sleeper buy. Him and I would say Shohei Ohtani. So Frank Thomas mint. So this was just listed as mint. That's how I saw the card. I thought, if I sent this into PSA, good chance it gets a 9. Outside shot, it gets an 8.5. It just kind of depends on the grader. So I just put it in auction. It's nice to have cards like this to run in auction, to have iconic cards flowing through the store for people to bid on. That's kind of how I see it. Topps Chrome Vic. This is the 2001. This one went dirt cheap. I mean, for this card. It's got some scratching. That's why it's listed near mint and mint, but it's still a nice example. So the Vic Topps Chrome 2001. This card's sick. It was fixed price. I bought it for like $10 maybe 3 weeks ago. And it's like the condition is like 8. So I mean, I thought about grading it, but I just put it in auction and listed it as near mint. It's got some soft corners, which is typical with this 92 Elite Series insert, which is fantastic. Kind of like cracked ice shine. Awesome card. This card I just found in one of my slab can boxes. It's in like 9 shape. It's the Jordan. I guess it's an SP. I don't know how tough these are. I'm sure somebody knows, but I might break some 91 upper deck. And I don't know if I should buy the low or the high to try to hit some of this card, but that one went a lot higher than I thought. It's just funny when I list some of these cards, and then often they go way lower than I expect, but that's the fun of auctions. Here's Elite Series Griffey, and this was another near mint example. It was kind of on the fringe of something that I would want to send in. It'd probably come back in 8, maybe a 7.5, but definitely not lower than that. So here's a Lamar Prism. I mean, this card shot up. It doesn't have the silver prism look like the Patrick Mahomes from 2017, but it is just as rare, if that makes sense. Not rare, but it's not that tough to pull as is the Mahomes, even though the Mahomes is technically a silver because it shines. They're both just base rookie cards. So this one went for a nice chunk. Paramount, I think some of Brady's stuff spiking, especially his 2000 Bowman. Some of the sales on that recently have been insane, but this is the Paramount. It looks centered, so I listed it as near mint center. Nice example for somebody. Here's a couple lots. This is what I do a lot. I'll just put like 6 together or 9 together. This is the Vlad Update US 1 rookie. And there's 6 of them here. Same thing with Series 2 Pete, 475, 6 of these pups. And they're all in soft sleeves in this team bag, and then I'll pack them well for the buyer. Oh yeah, this card's getting hot, and I think it is still very underrated, the Fleer Glossy Griffey. Here's a near mint. The center, I guess you could almost push this to like 7.75 range, but I don't know. That right to left is not good, but 5/29 is the date that the auction ended. So when I listed, I just write on the top loader the date the auction ends and then the condition. Okay, here's this one went high. This was a CBF item, so somebody went nuts for this one. But it's your flagship Topps Chrome Phillip Rivers rookie, future Hall of Famer, and a 10. So definitely some collectability with that one. Here's an Andre Johnson Bowman's Best. This is 2003. Autograph 5 of 199. I think that's his college number, so you could be like all the people on eBay and say, oh, it's a 101. But it's an 8. Awesome card for the price it went for. This was a PSA 8 snap out, I think. SGC grades these older 80s and 90s. I think they grade them a little tougher. So it's got a 7.5 from SGC. Nice example. Decent centering. It's got these little yellow spots, just like printing from the printing process, but still a nice example. It looks nice in the tux too. This one went a little lower than I thought just because he's a Hall of Famer. It's on card and it's mint 9, but somebody got a steal on this one. It's your Players Inc. 99 champ, on card auto rookie, in a mint 9. These have been approaching $100 for just the draft chrome Alonzo in a 10. So I've got a bunch of these from cards I sent last summer that came back kind of in the fall, winter. So I've just been, I think I kept one of them, but I don't need a bunch of those. Okay, here's a player that I think he's peaked. He's kind of shown what he can do, and he's had some nice seasons and nice moments, but I don't think he's ever going to be like a hobby superstar or have a huge following in the hobby. I've had this card for years and it finally sold. So this is the pink to 10 Derek Carr. Okay, this is one that I had in my pre-grading I don't know what to call it. I jot down the grade I think the card is before I send in. I had this at an 8.5 and it got a 9.5, so to me it was overgraded, so I just sold it. But it went for a decent amount. He's got the Kmart clothes on. I mean, that card's just ugly. There's not much to like about that card. I'm sure a lot of people love it, but I don't see I don't see what there is to like about it, really. 81 Topps Montana in a 6.5. This was I don't know. I think I bought this raw and I thought it looked like an 8, but it came back as 6.5. So there's that. This one went a little lower than I thought, but I guess it's a 7, so it sold for what the 8s were doing like 3 or 4 months ago. So I guess that's about right. I'm sure 8s are in like, they might be 150, 200. I haven't looked, but I know this was like 75 or 80. But PSA 7 Ricky, classic rookie there. Moncada, his stuff's heating up a little. I sold a bunch of this card raw in the store in the last week. So the 17 update, glove close is just, that's just what PSA, they put random things on the slabs to identify cards, and that's what they chose for this one. So PSA 10 on the Moncada. This is a sick card, actually. Topps Gold Baseball has the huge following. Football, not so much, but this is an AJ Green. Gold, with the gold edges and corners, chip very easily. And this AJ Green came out at 10. I sent this one in myself. A couple years ago, it was in the store. I was debating on keeping it, but somebody bought it, so oh well. Rated Rookie Mahomes. Okay, so this card is very condition sensitive. I don't think I've seen a 10 very often because this back gray is on the bottom usually is where it's chipped. See that white? And there's a little white there. So I think that's enough to hold it back from a 10. So here's a 9. Here's a Kamara. This is the base. So this is what I was talking about with the Mahomes. This is the silver. It's not tough to pull like a silver. It's just a base rookie, but it does shine. It's kind of interesting how they did that in 2016 and 2017. They did that for football. These have crept up. A bunch of the 80s and 90s key rookies. Barry is no different. This Topps traded was typically 10 to 15 bucks, and I think it's about doubled in the past 2 months. So here's a Topps traded base Barry. Great card for whatever was paid for it. I think 30 bucks. McGuire, I thought this one would go higher because I'd seen them going for 300 to 350. I think they cooled a little. They spiked really high once they announced the documentary this month, June. And then they probably cooled and settled around the 200, 250 range. But they were like 60 bucks before that. So This is one I had in my house. It's not centered all that great. It's in the old holder. I figured I could let one go. These have jumped up too. These were always about 15 bucks, and they've doubled, sometimes tripled for the update bonds. And this, of course, comes in a box set, just like the Topps Traded 86 bonds. Upper Deck Choice Moss in a 10. Not the toughest set. Decent photo. Upper Deck Choice is akin to Collector's Choice. It's kind of the same thing, but for football. That case is scratched. I might have to offer a partial. Yeah, I'll have to email the person that bought this. That's why I should put all these in the perfect fits. But Yelich 10. I don't know. Probably like $20 refund. Enough to send it in and get it reholdered. George Brett. I mean, these 70s Topps cards look amazing in the tux. I don't think you can deny that. Even if you don't like the label, you think the number's too big or whatever. I mean, look at that black around it. How cool it looks. It just mixes well. So Brett 5. We'll save that one for last. That's kind of a big card. Blue Wave Mookie in a 9. These aren't numbered. Decent card though. So you saw what the raw was, and the raw was probably like a 7.5 or 8. So this one's just in the holder as an 8, and you'll see the huge premium. So this is what I've noticed in the market. People are paying huge premiums for stuff that's already slabbed. I think that's just shows the power of grading. And some people don't like grading. Some people do. I mean, but the reality is people are paying huge premiums for cards that are graded. Whether you like that or not, that's just how it is. Derek Jeter Bowman. This is a sweet one. This is pretty tough to get a 10 into. So 94 Bowman. I think I got this in a pack and sent it in. Reggie Wayne in a 10. This is cool. So this was probably bought raw for 20 bucks or something. It's tough to get 10s from PSA in the thick cards. I don't know what their deal is with thick cards lately. Okay, a couple bangers to end it. So Fitzgerald Gold X Fractor. This isn't the gold, obviously, because it's got the little X Fractor squares. It's the 150 on the back. It's a 10, so it commanded that premium. But sweet card. I think I have another one at home, and I like the one that's gold a lot better, so I let that one go. And this one, so this was bought raw for I think $6.50 last fall. It looked good. I think I had it as a 9 in my pre-grade assessment, and it got a 9.5 from SGC. So I just marked it up in the store. I figured if it sells, it sells. If not, I don't mind keeping it either, because I love the showcase. So it's sold. So awesome card for somebody. And that's it for this one. You know, I'll drop a picture of each actual sale so you can see the prices if you're interested in that. And that's it, guys. Later. I'm out.